why some things don't seem to work out for you, and how to get them to work, understanding why certain things don't work for you and how to get them to work. Through this entire video, that's what we're going to discuss. And drop your comments as you get your downloads of what I'm saying. And really let me know what part of this is resonating with you, because I want to make more than one video on this topic. Um, so when I say it's not working for you, I got this idea based off of social media. A lot of people, millions of people are trying to make social media work for them. Why they can't get social media to work for them. And I'm actually going to retitle this video really quick. Yeah, this is such a better title. And if you watch my channel, you already know I do two types of videos. I do videos that are based on just, things that are actually happening in my life and things I want to do a raw transmission of, which is something like this video, where I have the idea and I don't have a full outline of things I want to talk about, but the transmission will happen during the video, right? You'll watch it in real time. And there's also videos where, like my how to be humbly audacious video and how to get rid of morning anxiety. Those two videos were completely outlined because those are transformations I had literally just overcome. And for people who resonate with my content, you'll see exactly how I went through it. So those are the two types of content that I make. And this video is more of a raw transmission on an explanation why your content growth strategies aren't working for you. One, your subconscious mind has not fully understood that you want it to believe that you want any strategy to work for you. Right now, you still think this strategy is better than that strategy. And so you're living your life picking and choosing what strategy to go for, when really you have to stop all strategies that you're doing or just halt them, think about them, and really work on impressing your subconscious mind with the thought that any strategy works. Impress your subconscious mind with the belief that I do actually want to do this the way that I want to do it. I get to use whatever strategy because it doesn't matter what strategy I use. It's me as a person. And allowing, right, it's me as a person why people watch me. So it's not a matter of who's here at the moment. It's a matter of who am I being that's going to attract people along the way. Because you're not going to start a YouTube channel and have 100,000 subscribers. It's very real that you can start a channel today and have 100,000 followers tomorrow. But it's very true that when you sign up for a channel, you start at zero. Now, how that 100,000 people come across your channel or subscribe to your channel, that's none of my business. That's up to the strategy you use, the brand that you've built, and the life that you have. My way is extremely different than yours, but you have to, for your social media to work as a spiritual being, you have to understand that your strategy works. You have to focus on getting out of how can I make content that people like? How can I make XYZ that people will resonate with? And just be you on camera and let the rest refine itself over time. And one of the reasons your social media isn't working for you is because you're trying to do it the same way as everyone else. Everyone else on social media, especially people who are not spiritual, who don't understand a higher consciousness, will just copy everybody else. And the reason why it's not working for you as a spiritual person is because you're copying the people that are copying everybody else instead of you becoming one of the people that they copy. Okay. So you feel stuck underneath all of the success. You're like, I know I was made to have these conversations, but I don't feel like I can bud my way above ground to really reach people. And the reason why One of the reasons why that might be because your approach to it is the same as normal, I'm just going to use the word normal, average, low thinking, lack minded people, right? Majority of the world. Because what majority of the world does is they see a famous person and they say, well, I'll just copy what the famous person does. But you know what the famous person didn't do is copy another famous person. The celebrity got, I mean, there's many ways. One of the ways is they got a mentor and they're being guided along the way. But notice I said mentor because when you have a mentor, they don't tell you what to do. They just give you the beliefs they have and you take that and run with it. They don't tell you what to do. Your mentor is never going to tell you exactly what to do, and if they are, you probably shouldn't do it. Okay, just saying. But especially even when they're talking about like do this, do this, do this, you still need to put it through your own filters. Same thing on my channel. I may say, don't do this, don't do that. I'm never saying to actually literally go do that thing unless that's what you want to do. But for the most part, I mean, take the belief that that thing could work for you and work with that belief instead and really apply it, extrapolate that to your own life. Extrapolate just means take the same concept and apply it to you, not copy exactly what I'm saying verbatim for word, bar for bar. Because we're two different people, we're two different consciousness levels, two different perspectives, and the belief will work just like any strategy will work, but doing it bar for bar is not going to work. Okay. And going back to why it doesn't work, it's just that you're doing it from a perspective. So going back to the famous celebrity, they either had a mentor or they grew their way from the bottom doing what they wanted to do. They're not following someone else's path, they are the path maker. If you think an artist is copying another artist to become famous, those are the ones that you see talked about and laughed at. But when you see a rapper, even if it's your friend and they're rapping originally, those are normally the people who you're like, oh, you're a great rapper, right? Because we have nothing to compare them to. The best way to grow on social media is to be a person that nobody can reference. Nobody can come on my page, at least for my knowledge, and say, you're saying XYZ verbatim from this person. You are copying this mindset creator. You're doing this, you're doing that. Because when I come on my channel, I literally do what I want. This is literally my page. And I'm so blessed to have understood that I can literally do what I want on my own page. I don't have to literally do anything that I don't want to do. So I come on this page and I talk about what I want to talk about in the ways I want to talk about it. And that's literally the point of the channel. But the reason why it works for my mindset in that way is because I understand that anybody who has become successful paved their own path. They are not path takers, they are path makers. And when you're paving a path, right, it may take you 1,000 times walking over that same patch of grass, right? So, like, think about it. If you have a patch of grass and you're growing up and your parents are like, all the neighborhood kids keep walking in my grass. They're gonna leave patches in my grass. They're gonna mess up my grass. And you're like, it's just grass. But that's because they're old enough to understand and have seen that the path that is commonly taken, commonly forged, is the path that is apparent. So if you have a patch of grass and you keep walking over that same patch of grass, at some point it's going to look like dirt and you're going to know exactly where you were walking. It's going to take you a long time to walk over that same patch of grass in the same direction, same path to create that damage and kill off those roots of that grass in that same pathway before you can actually see it as a path. And then when everybody else comes around, they're like, oh my gosh, a path, like this is a pathway. And that's where all the normal people are like, oh, this is what works, let's go. And That's one of the issues I have now that I'm encountering right now is that I see things work for other people and I know they won't work for me. And but people make it so convincing, like, yes, it'll work, do this, it'll work. And I know so deep down into myself that I know that it's not gonna work, right? And the reason why it's not gonna work is because I'm not a path taker, I'm a path maker. Everything I do is supposed to be original. I'm supposed to be the forager. I'm supposed to be the pioneer. And that is the reason why your social media is not growing in the way that you want, right? Because subconsciously, you are still telling yourself that you're going to follow the path of Alex Earl and Jackie Ina and whoever, when you could literally create your own content the way you want. Now, me, I love makeup. I love girl stuff. I love nails. I love outfits. I love all the things girly. But what I can't wrap my head around and never have been able to wrap my head around is producing content that takes that amount of effort. Editing content has never like it's sat right. It's something I experimented with until I realized, no, I'm okay. I'm cool. It doesn't even fit my DL, which is your desired lifestyle, right? Or your LD, which is your life design. So either way, it doesn't fit either one of those for me. So I had to understand, okay, if I don't want to sit and edit videos all day, and the reason why that doesn't work for me and probably doesn't work for you is because you are a person who is like you're willing to try something and then tell yourself no, it's okay. So you're not just gonna show up being like, no, I don't want to edit videos. I'll only do videos this way. You're like, no, I'm gonna edit videos. I'm gonna try it out for a few months or a year or so, and I'm gonna see if I actually like it. If I don't, I'll switch. That's the type of person I am. I will have an idea and I'll go do it and I'll forge toward that path, walk over that grass a few times. And then when I'm like, I actually don't want to do that, I'll switch it and forge a path in a different way. But I'll never tell myself not to do something just because I feel like it's hard or that it might be a lot of work. Like I always try at least once. And if it is too much work, then or it doesn't fit with my LD or my DL, then I don't do it anymore. And so one of the things is like social media is like, okay, scripting the content, making all these elaborate edits. Like I absolutely love it for the fact love that for the fact of when people find your content, they will really see it as professional. They'll see it as very outstanding because you are putting so much effort into that and you're doing what you want to do to create your own personal brand. But what's more important to me, at least at this current point of life, is doing what aligns with me the most. So I kind of teetered between these two for a while because I'm like, okay, if I focus on making really, scripted, nice videos with nice editing, great camera work, all the things, what happens is I lose the juice. And I was like, no, that's not going to work. So when I do live, I keep all the juice, which is the point of the content. Like, I don't care if you're watching me on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Skype, FaceTime. I want the content. I want to be what you're actually consuming to be so revolutionary and just like blown out of the water for you. And the only way that can happen for me right now, because I am doing my own content, is literally is the only way that can happen for me right now is doing it to where my transmissions can like flow. If I start doing content and I have to like, if I have an idea and I have to stop and write everything out, or force myself to write everything out, or set up a camera, or set up this, or set up that, it stops the juice. And that doesn't work with me right now. And so I'm much, much more willing to sacrifice the perfection of my channel to have actual content that I really enjoy making. And I know for a fact in years, I guess years from now, as time goes forward, people will resonate with this content that I'm making in October of 2024. They're going to watch this video in 2030, 6 years later, and be like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. I wonder where she is now. And then you'll watch my videos 6 years from now. And you'll be like, oh my gosh, she talked about that 5 years ago about not having this, and now she has it in the book. Like it all will intertwine within itself. I don't care about the perfection look. That's not my brand. My brand is fluidity, the flow of the actual juice of life. And that's actually what makes me so happy is knowing that I get to produce that. Um, over something being perfect. And something else about this is that when you're following the path of other people because you think it worked for them when you were a born pioneer, it's not working for you, but it's working on you. So, what it's actually doing when you do that is it's equipping you with all the things that you need to forge your own path. So, you may want to start a YouTube channel, but you don't know how lighting works. You don't know how to do a live video. You don't know how to do this. You don't know how to do that. And so when you forge the path of other people, you learn all the things that they're teaching or that they do, which can be the very things you need to be equipped with to take it and run on your own idea. So think about it as a learning stage. And then when you become conscious of the fact that it's not working for you and that you are doing everything you're supposed to, you're following everything, you're buying courses, you're really trying to do all the things and none of them are working for you, then you can actually understand, okay, it's worked on me. I have all the things I'm equipped with, and I'm gonna go do my own thing. The other thing with this is that you have to actually be conscious of it though, because if you just keep trying it, again, all strategies work, but it's about time or intensity. You either are going to do it very intensely or you're going to do it over a long period of time. Now, the intense way would be learn all the video editing, the technical, logical things of producing content, editing, titles, thumbnails, whatever. Learn that from people and then like intentionally and then go make your own content. Or you use the um, long route and you just follow them, follow what they're doing for years and years and years and years and years, and then you just pop off 10 years from now, or 16 years from now, and 15 years from now, 20 years from now. Either way, the strategy worked, but it's about time or intensity. And when it's working on you, you can either take that and run or you can continue forging that same path. Now, I feel like once you gain the conscious like awareness of what's working on you, right? And what's working on you, what's equipping you, once you become conscious of that, it's really hard for me to continue to follow other people because I see the significance in what's going on. Like I can see the difference that it's not working. Like I'm doing everything right and it's not working. I'm still not getting comments. I still feel inauthentic. I still feel like I'm copying someone. I feel like I'm not resonating with what I'm putting out. And that's when you are fully equipped to do it your own specific way. And the subconscious mind plays a huge part um, in growing on social media. I just made a video about what was it even called? I posted at least 5 videos today, so I do not remember what it was called. But one of my recent videos, just posted today, I talked more about this, where I was talking about strategies, all strategies work. And when you can't grow on social media, it's not social media. Like social media is just a platform. Social media is just a thing. There's no social media to hack. There's no algorithm to hack because there is only time and or intensity, and the platform is just a platform. The only thing you need to hack is yourself. And when you learn to hack your own subconscious mind, social media will no longer be a chore. It'll be something that you genuinely enjoy and can succeed in. And you get to find your own definition of success, and your own definition of success is based all upon you. Again, you are a pioneer. If you're watching this video, you are a pioneer. You're not supposed to follow other people. You're not supposed to post 3 times a day on TikTok like everybody else. You're not supposed to script your content and use specific hooks like everyone else. You're not supposed to talk about only money, relationship, or wellness, which are the 3 biggest niches. You're not only supposed to talk about those, right? Because there are some people that are made for that. They're supposed to be sharers of this regurgitation. And some people are supposed to give raw transmission and change the actual world. Now, how stupid would it be for someone who's supposed to change the world to hide who they are as a person and say, no, I want to do what everybody else is doing, and you go and make content like everybody else, and you add to the million other people talking about the same thing instead of giving your raw, real transmission ideas, thoughts, values, principles that literally shift the world. I fully believe that in 10 years, I'm going to say it and stamp it right now. In 10 years, this channel is going to absolutely change people as they watch this channel in the transmission of what I'm talking about. People need to see the concept I'm talking about, and there are people who are pioneers who are not understanding what is supposed to be done in their realm. They don't understand that they have an option. They have an option to not do what other people are doing. They have the option to take their own path, forge their own path where it doesn't make sense, where they are the black sheep, where they're making bad decisions that nobody agrees with. Like there's a healthy way to that. I think that I personally have been taught so much like if you don't follow XYZ path, you're stupid, you're dumb, you're young, you're naive. When what I think is that it actually is just something you don't understand. And I've never actually been called any of those things, but I'm sure people think them. And it used to bother me, but every time I think about it, they're not a person I would want to switch lives with. So I have to choose one. Either I listen to them and go think that someone who's supposed to be a copier is going to tell me how I can be a pioneer. The same way I can't go tell someone who's worked the same job for 50 years to quit and do it and go follow their dream, or some mother who gave up her career to raise 20 children. I can't go tell her to not worry about her children and go focus on herself because that is not the life that she was supposed to live. Or maybe it was. Only she will know. But I'm just here to say, like, there are so many different types of people on this earth. There are so many polarities. There's polarity to polarity. There's duality in duality. There's duality to polarities. There are 2 sides of a coin to every single coin, right? And it's just ignorant, honestly, to think that everyone is supposed to have a 9 to 5 and work a job, or that everyone's supposed to follow this exact method to become popular on social media, or that everyone is supposed to be an entrepreneur and do a business, or that everyone's supposed to do this one thing, because phases and seasons and duality all work under the law of polarity, and we have to have it all. But what I'm saying is that you have an option. If you don't feel like you can have it all, you can. You get to be part of the all by being what you're called to be and by actually sharing your message, actually talking, actually sharing your thoughts, actually showing up, actually doing what you want to do. Personally, I feel just so disconnected from taking courses that are like how to do this with social media, how to do that with social media, how to like I've tried it all and it greatly equipped me with human psyche. It has greatly equipped me for how to actually communicate, message, do social media, do this, do that. And they help in some aspect, but I believe and I know that I'm way more than just a person who is supposed to copy and regurgitate other people's ideas. Um, I am definitely a pioneer in my sector of what even is the sector inner work, mindset, manifestation, spirituality, religion, thoughts, human psychology. Like, this is my bread and butter, at least at the moment. And I'm so excited for other people to be able to join in on my conversation because I took the leap to be a pioneer.